webinar recently with Johnathan Grzybowski. He's the CEO of a company called Penji. They're an all-you-can-design service where you pay one flat fee and you get all the designs you want. And in this webinar, I wanted to break down what that looks like from a project management and quality control point of view. How do you manage these people? How do you find these designers? How do you make sure the work is high quality? And then we also talked about marketing, how he grows the business. It was an hour-long webinar. We cut it down to the best or most valuable parts. By the way, before we get started, if you want the actual questions we use on call number 1 to ask clients to help sell more, that's down in the description below. You can also go to experiment27.com/discovery. John Grzybowski, Penji.co. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the webinar.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's exciting to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
So one of the things that I thought was so impressive about what you've done specifically is, so you outsource a lot of your design to the Philippines, right?
Combination of the Philippines and the United States. However, every person that is on Team Penji has been vetted, has done the proper training. But yes, we do use a combination of offshore talent to the Philippines.
But it's not like what everybody else is doing where you're going on Upwork. He had a blog series, or it was a vlog series a while ago where he was actually going overseas.
The vlog series that was a very short period. So we came up with the idea in Vietnam, believe it or not. We went to a really romantic island in Phu Quoc, and we sat at a coffee shop, at an ice cream parlor, and we said, what if we did this? And that what this is Penji. So we literally, in real time, I vlogged my full, real, raw emotions of how we came up with Penji.
So you used to run an agency. It's interesting that you decided to go unlimited design. And I'm wondering what was the thought process there?
So we created an internal tool with it for ourselves. One of the hardest things that you can do as a business is to create processes and procedures that are like yours. A lot of people use like Trello or Asana or whatever other system it is, but for some reason we couldn't figure out how to effectively communicate with our clients about design. So when the design process would happen, it was always like going through emails upon emails and email chains. And they went from like 2 emails to hundreds of emails. And it just got way too much. And so that's when we kind of thought, well, there's something, we could do something here. What we did was we created this tool that allowed us to talk internally and to our clients. And that tool inevitably became what Penji is today.
Do you recommend an agency doing what you did?
I think it's an extremely difficult question to answer because no two agencies are the same. If your business is able to receive a secondary stream of revenue, then I'd say go for it, only if you do not compromise your core service offering. For us, we were like a full service agency. So we didn't have a core service offering. We were good at a lot of things, but we weren't necessarily great at one thing. If we were to be great at one thing, it was probably design. So the answer is it worked well for us. It may not work well for you, but just keep that in mind that if you have to dilute your core service offering, you probably want to not delineate from that.
What went into you realizing that design was where you're strongest?
We listened to our clients straight up. We just listened to the people that we were talking to. We listened to the people that we were servicing. Everybody would always say like, oh my God, the logo that you created for me was amazing. The website design looks amazing. So those were like indicators that we kind of knew that design was there. And not to mention it's extremely difficult to find graphic designers. And we have probably, at the time, we had 3 of the best designers on the planet. And so we looked at their strengths. We looked at what our customers were saying. And that's when we realized, hey, this unlimited graphic design service, it could be something of value to a lot of people.
It's interesting that certain things jump out. So a different founder would have resonated with coding more, and then they would have gone with coding, and maybe they would have said that they had 3 of the best coders, right? Like, I think there's something to the gut feeling there as well.
In the very beginning, we went with pure gut. Penji was unlimited graphic design and unlimited development. What made us realize to stay focused on graphic design was just, again, feedback from our customers.
I'd love if you would talk a little bit in detail about how did you develop design standards, and how did you take that? You said you had 3 great graphic designers. Like, how do you make sure that scales when you do an unlimited
unlimited thing?
Goes for like three things that what we kind of look for. Design is subjective, but as a designer, there's really like no universal standard. And the beauty is kind of like in the eye of the beholder, but you have to kind of take that into consideration that design is always going to be subjective. But I think it has a lot to do with the accountability and the vetting process. Those are like the two things that like when you're trying to scale, you have to take that into heavy consideration. So when we vet designers, we always give them tests and we have a very rigorous training process in order for them to even be qualified to work with clients. And then once we feel as if that they've graduated, so to speak, we have measures within our internal structure where they're constantly reading and they're constantly growing as a designer.
How do you stop people from abusing the unlimited design? Like what's the actual limit on the unlimited?
We have a professional plan, agency plan, and like an enterprise plan. The professional is 1 at a time, the agency is 2, and the enterprise is however you want to go.
I'm wondering, how do you ensure a consistent quality to the stuff that you deliver?
It's all within the brand guidelines. So we have to try to get a better understanding of the client first before we start venturing off into design, so to speak. So we do ask our clients to submit some type of brand guideline. Sometimes they don't have it, sometimes they do. The organizations that we're going after, when it comes to like our members, they are usually agency owners. So because we work with those sets of clients, they have a brand guideline that they need to follow. So they already tell us what it is that we need to design, and they already have a style that we need to go after.
So it's like, what are some examples of things that you've been trying to improve? Or like, how are you getting better?
It's really hard to quantify like progress, so to speak, but I just know that we're better than what we were yesterday. And the things that I'm focusing on now, a lot of like scripts, sales stuff. Like I'm more the sales than I am the actual developer, designer.
How do you get one client to recommend another client? Like, what's your process there?
We stupefied the process. So we built a proprietary tool within our own platform. So if you go into Penji's platform, you can actually just go to the top left-hand corner and you'll see a Get Penji for Free button. And we remind our customers to, hey, if you said something good about us and you like this design, do you mind if you refer us and send us and introduce us to a friend?
How do you manage conflicts between the designer and the clients? So like unsatisfied people or poor instructions or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple question like, why don't you like this? Like, what can we do in order to fix it? Do we have to switch a designer? I think it's just being curious and asking questions and having understanding.
You get most of your clients from retargeting, right?
A combination of retargeting and people who just have heard about our brand from press or podcasts or, you know, we have a really good SEO presence. And then once you get to the website, then you can do remarketing and stuff like that too. So
talk about using your weaknesses to find your strengths.
My biggest weakness was my ego. And I think I've lost a lot of things because of my ego. I also fail as a leader because of my ego, because I'm constantly thinking like, oh man, that hit me right in my ego where like they're questioning my intelligence or like they're questioning my hard work or whatever it may be. Even with my co-founder, it is that way at times. And that's always a problem. It was my ego. And I think it became my strength is because I'm just recognizing it. I'm not there by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm cognizantly aware and I'm always thinking about how can I just be a better human being.
So where do you want to send people at the end of this?
Penji.co. penji.co. If you like what I'm saying, if you find it valuable, use the coupon code partner15 at checkout and it'll at least track and say like, hey, it came from Alex.
Cool. Thanks for being here.
If you want the exact contract we use to close new business, go over to experiment27.com/contract. It cost us about $1,000 to put together. So it's great. I think it's great that we're giving it away for free. You can have it. Experiment27.com/contract. If you run a digital agency and you want more enterprise level clients, huge corporations, you want to work with those type of guys, check out experiment27.com. If you have a business book and you want it turned into a movie, check out loreliapictures.com. If you want to help this channel, I'd love if you could think of one person that would love this video and share it with them. I'm Alex Berman. Thanks for watching.